Welcome back. Right on QTV Reacts. Hope you're having a blessed day. What's going on in New York? Nothing's in the pharmacies. 39 stores are shutting down.
Wait a minute.
Come on now, dog.
What's going on with the pharmacies? But we got to get it together. Without further ado, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share the video so we can get this out. Man, I'm trying to grow this channel up. Appreciate you for being here. Right on QTV. Without further ado, strap up, lock in, Lego.
Several suspects in a drug store robbery pattern. Police say these suspects were involved in 8 different incidents where they tried to break into pharmacies by breaking their glass doors or rolling down those heavy security gates.
Great, just what we need: a new robbery pattern targeting pharmacies in New York, many of which are having problems staying open. With Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid closing a combined 40 locations in 2024.
40 locations. Just think about how many people will not be able to get their prescriptions, not be able to get their essential over-the-counter or under-the-counter medicines, and just those everyday essentials that are right by the neighborhood that you need.
Leaving New York with about half the number of pharmacies it had just 10 years ago, before our leaders thought it would be a good idea.
All of New York, half the number of pharmacies. Crazy.
Stop sending thieves to jail where they belong.
We've spoken to several managers at various drugstores around New York City. Though none would go on camera, all tell us they've seen an increase in thefts.
Millions of dollars in stolen.
Hey, for a minute they was trying to say all these people were, but nah, we don't be out there like that.
By breaking their glass doors or rolling down those heavy security.
Stop sending thieves to jail.
Designer clothing and accessories. The shoplifting concerns are part of a growing trend in the city. Due to current laws, many of those arrested were released back on the street.
Not security just watching them.
This man just came in, grabbed a whole bunch of makeup stuff that was on the side, and just ran out. Security trying to stop him, but he was already gone.
Raphael and Sean Marquez have been getting their prescriptions filled at this Walgreens for at least a year. They believe shoplifting played a role in the store's closure.
They have it locked up because sometimes they get boosters that come in there and steal their stuff. I don't know if it's in here.
Man, just imagine having a whole store that you pay for all your inventory that you have in the store, just for a lot of people, not some people, a lot of people to come in your establishment, take all your goods and be selling it on one of these Dollar General put together stands. That's crazy, bro.
Another place, the seller here, these plexiglass.
That was like 10 bottles.
Come on now, dog.
Boy, you got more bottles of that than Diddy got baby oil.
Screens and all these other inconveniences creates additional friction, and friction is the death of retail.
Not the mini lockbox for the goods.
Inconveniences creates additional.
The mini lockbox, that's crazy.
Stop it.
Friction, and friction is the death of retail.
It's like nothing is being done.
Do you feel like it's getting colder?
Yes, it definitely is getting colder.
So nearly
Permanently.
half of New York City's drugstores have disappeared over the last decade as retail theft continues running rampant. But what nobody's talking about is all of these pharmacy closures are happening 1 year after our leaders promised to get tough on shoplifting, a promise many businesses are still waiting for them to keep. And sadly, if you walk through any pharmacy in town, you'll be greeted with all the signs that the high crime.
Bruh, that is crazy. Just think about all that extra glass that the store and the company has to buy just to keep it secure, and then the amount of time that a customer has to wait. That's if they have an available associate to come out and help them. What is going on with these people? Well, I mean, they had a high influx of people coming from other places into that area. It has to be a process. You got to do it right.
Crime environment afflicting our stores is here to stay, with locations throughout New York locking up their products because here we won't lock up our criminals. Because stealing here has been decriminalized, making New York a breeding ground for professional criminals who take things that aren't theirs
That'll never happen in Texas. Never.
and then sell them on the internet or on the side of the street somewhere, perpetually funding illegal retail arbitrage businesses.
Bruh. And check out the shoes. These people out here doing wrong, and then they still fresh. And they talking about they ain't got no
And
money.
as long as shoplifting here remains unknown.
Bruh. I'm dead.
Come on now, dog.
Do you see
Come on, man.
Come on.
peaceful shoplifting that doesn't escalate to a physical altercation with another person, as for some reason our criminal sympathizer leaders don't think destroying security barriers or cutting security tags counts as violent behavior. And that brings us to the real reason why New York is losing so many pharmacies, leaving many neighborhoods without a viable alternative to get things like prescription medication or everyday basic items. Many of these businesses were already struggling for a variety of reasons, and as retail theft continues to creep up, it erodes whatever was left in the store's margins, leaving
They're
them no
not
choice
even
but to shut
taking
down.
essential goods. They're taking everything.
Locations left in
It's
New York.
crazy.
However, as you're about to see, retail theft isn't just a problem for pharmacies that end up closing. It also raises the cost of living for every New Yorker, even those who already buy everything online from places like Amazon, revealing that as criminals loot and destroy these businesses, they're actually destroying New York City itself. So New York City has obviously got a lot of former retail storefronts that have been shut down. But if you want to see what out-of-control retail theft is really doing in the city, take a look at the stores that are still open. Like this one, where pretty much everything is locked up behind plexiglass, except for low-demand products nobody's buying right now in New York, like sunscreen. Look at this. Even the picture of the product that is here, they don't steal the actual product. Even it's locked up, so you don't steal the picture. But on top of all this,
You know what
security
color
notices,
people
something else,
not
a
stealing.
array on top of the CVS with flashing lights meant to scare criminals into thinking the police could be inside, or at least watch it. But sadly, none of the security is having the intended effect because our stores are still shut down.
It's terrible. What's going on?
Raphael and Sean Marquez have been getting their prescriptions filled at this Walgreens for at least a year. They believe shoplifting played a role in the store's closure.
I have seen it happen right in front of my face. This man just came in, grabbed a whole bunch of makeup stuff that was on the side, and just ran out. Security.
So, as you can tell from all this security plastic, these places are getting robbed constantly, sometimes right in front.
Hey, yeah, they definitely taking advantage of these places. They hitting them, and they hitting them hard. That's unfortunate.
Hey, customers, and look at all the cracks around this product locker here on this tie. It's almost as if somebody tried to tamper with this and break through it to get at the products underneath. And before we get into the unstoppable
Let's try and wash them clothes.
proportions this crime wave has now reached, look at who the real victims are from all this stealing. Of course, the store itself is a victim of crime, obviously, but the people who live near a place like this.
Hey, y'all saw how he it's like, oh, he trying to take something right now. Look, we gonna run it back.
Victim of crime, obviously, but
You see it? You see him back here? Let's see if I can put the cursor on him. You see him? That boy right there. Pocket watching.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
What's the... Yo, we caught you. We caught you. Out here. What is he doing?
but the people who live near a place like this, they're the ones that suffer the most because after a store like this is gone, where do they? Where do they go to get the things they need and have relied on buying from it on a weekly basis? And what about the people that work in a place like this? Once it's gone, where are they gonna work? Now, yes, every time a store like this shuts down over.
Hey, anytime a situation happen like that and you filming, bro, you definitely gotta keep going with it, bro. Don't stop because you're gonna look real suspicious. And then when you finish, unless they start asking you questions, then you can explain. Because if you stop, you're gonna look suspect. Because they ain't gonna know what you're doing.
Crime, the brand always says that they'll do everything they can to redeploy their workforce to other locations. But that just hurts everybody because now the people who work at those other locations are going to have less hours because there's now a surplus of workers. If the workers that were at a store that closed can't even get to whatever location they've been redeployed to, but even if the workers can get to the new location, so can the criminals. In fact, they ride around on the subway here for free because we don't care about fare evasion either. And that's the real problem here because if customers need a new store to shop at and workers need a new store to work at, criminals, they're going to need a new store to steal from, and everybody's going to end up at whatever store is still hang on. And hang on is definitely the best way to describe it. After one Upper East Side pharmacy closed, the sole surviving location said that they were getting robbed once an hour. And as you're about to see, closing stores is not going to stop New York City's theft problems at all. In fact, it's only going to make it worse.
Another guy, why he was chasing him, snow candy.
It's like nothing's being done.
Does it feel like it's getting bolder?
Yeah, it's definitely getting older.
Walgreens said only
Or more people who will just go
Not
out and buy them. But the reality
candy.
here is that in New York, you've got a lot of places in a facility which is you can't steal these cleaning products from Amazon as it's online. Someone else is human to help them get it, and that
They're added to customers.
give these aisles completely.
it's too difficult to cut.
So the reason it's getting robbed once an hour, and as you're about to see, closing stores is not going to put a stop to New York City's theft problems at all. In fact, it's only going to make it worse.
Another guy, why he was chasing him, snow candy.
It's like nothing's being done.
Does it feel like it's getting bolder?
Taking candy, bro. I'm not even healthy.
It's definitely getting older.
Walgreens said only economic headwinds are making it too difficult to cut.
So the reason it seems like theft is getting more out of control and thieves are getting bolder and more brazen is because they have to. You get the same number of criminals, but then you get fewer stores to steal from. Like this CVS right here, it's theft problem.
Hey, yeah, supply and demand. They didn't think about those. They like, man, if we close down all these other stores, they gotta go somewhere. And then not only the customers, the criminals.
Come on now, dog.
It definitely got worse after the Walgreens, which was across the street, shut down. When that happened, any crime that was taking place split between the two stores now all has to happen at just one store. And you can tell from the lack of rust and dings in the paint on these cabinets that many of them are a recent installation here. And not only are many of these aisles completely walled off on both sides, you've also got that blinking security camera. The store's literally doing everything it can to deter crime. And that's because any surviving store is under more pressure now than it's ever been. And there's no way out from any of this. Unless, of course, laws were to be passed that made crime again.
If you're in the logistics world, you know that if you're in the logistics world, you know that a lot of people have been shipping glass, protective glass, just glass period. It's moving all over the US. That's because people are wanting to insure up or shore up their investments. They don't want people to come in taking their stuff. They want to make sure it's secure, but at the same time, they go the risk of losing out on money because it's a lot of people, especially like somebody like me or people who value their time more than me, because it's levels to it. They definitely want to get in there and get out. And the more time they got to waste and wait on somebody Matter of fact, they have to find somebody. Then they got to find the key. Then they got to find where you at. If you didn't stay with them the whole time, all that time you wasting time, then you got to go get your stuff. Then get in line. If there's not a line already there, bruh.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
There to make a purchase creates additional friction, and friction is the death of retail.
Walgreens said in a statement.
Friction is the death of retail. He's 100% right. And if it takes longer to buy things in a physical store, less people are going to put up with that. But it's not just the inconvenience factor that's a big deal here. All the security costs money. It's not free, because every time somebody wants to buy something, they need a human to help them get it, and that costs money. And that money can only come from one place. Just look at the price of this deodorant. It's absolutely expensive. Almost $20 when a 3-pack of the exact same stuff costs $23 on Amazon right now. That's crazy. And if prices are going up and convenience is going down, what reason is...
Bro, I'm dead. $9 for some wipes? I gotta find a drop for that.
Hell no.
is there to even shop in a physical store anymore. You'd literally have to be desperate for some overpriced item and need it immediately for some sudden purpose to even go into one of these places. But if things are 3 times the price of what you can get them for on the internet, people are chasing habits, and most people are. They're willing to wait a couple of days to get their dryer sheets. Just order your dryer sheets ahead of time. That way you don't have to run out and then come into a store and pay more than you pay on the internet. However, the internet is a double-edged sword because it's both the cure for in-store theft and the cause of in-store theft in many cases. Because although you can't steal these cleaning products from Amazon as it's online, someone else could steal them from a place like this and then resell them back to you. And that is the whole reason stores like this, no matter how well guarded they are, may not have a whole lot of time left, at least in this city. The most well-guarded Walgreens in the entire city. Not only does it have security cameras, but they're in a brand new train station, which is being patrolled by National Guard troops, and exits are limited. You can't just run out of this place, right?
Bruh, they've been having National Guard in there for the longest, but they still causing havoc out there. The National Guard is only out there. The National Guard, they just out there for show, really. I mean, if they gotta do some action, they'll do some action, but it's too much space and too many people for them to sweep everything. R.I.P.
Game over.
Front door and then be on the street. No, you're still in a facility which is being monitored. But even though you'll see a few more free-range products on the shelves of this particular store compared to the CVS we were just in, there is still a lot of progressive plexiglass in here, that's for sure. Because sadly, even a place like this is not immune to theft.
As long as there are resale markets that are not held accountable for the sale of stolen goods, then this kind of conduct is only going to get worse.
Here's how it works. A criminal network hires an individual or crew called boosters. After robbing a retailer, they turn over the stolen goods to someone waiting nearby called a fence. The fence then takes the haul to a home or warehouse where a cleaner removes anti-theft devices or marks.
So there's a couple angles to this online retail. The first angle is that it makes it very easy for anybody to say that they have a product and to list it for sale and to offload it. And the second problem is that these companies like Amazon benefit whenever something is sold on their site. They take a cut, and some people say that's why they aren't doing more to get rid of illegal products from their sites. However, even though Amazon and eBay benefit from the sale of anything, no matter where it's from, it's not the fault of these sites that New York has a massive retail theft problem. A problem which is so bad we've even got to lock up our ice cream with a massive padlock. Look at the size of this thing. Now, of course, you can't sell ice cream online. There's another place you can sell it in New York City, which is why this stuff too is locked up, revealing that it is not the fault of the internet alone that New York has a $4.4 billion shoplifting economy. But before we get into the other ways stolen products are offloaded in this city that is unique to it, it's important to understand that even if Amazon stamped out every illegal listing on their entire site, this stuff, it would still get taken and it would still end up somewhere else because people who steal want money. And even though Amazon and eBay probably should be doing more to keep the sale of illicit goods from taking place on their platforms, the real problem is places like New York.
They done took it to Amazon. So they got Amazon, they done roped Amazon into it.
Wait a minute.
Come on now, dog.
Aren't doing enough to stop criminals from taking things.
Come on,
Here's an example of a serial
man.
shoplifter with over 100 arrests. How is this even allowed to happen? How is somebody allowed to commit 100 crimes and still be walking around on the streets? And how are we supposed to expect a person to learn something 101st time they get arrested that they didn't learn the other 100 times? We're not. And criminals like this are the real reason New York has an out-of-control crime problem. Now, that doesn't mean Amazon is innocent. After all, the more products that are locked up in stores, the more people who will just go online and buy from them. But the reality here is that in New York, you've got a lot of places to offload something that you took and want to resell, and the city's not doing anything about it.
Bro, what happened in New York? Besides these laws, I mean, I'm in Texas, so all I can do is put this out there. But if you have more details and you know more of what's going on, I mean, he seems very informed. So you're gonna have to rock with this one for now.
In Queens and put on display for the cameras. The thieves had an eye for cosmetics, beauty products, designer clothing. The defendants utilized social media, Instagram, and other online resources to advertise for the stolen goods for sale both here and for abroad.
So here we've got a multi-million-dollar crime ring, which was busted towards the end of last year.
Multi-million-dollar crime ring. Multi-million-dollar crime ring.
And they didn't just sell on Amazon. They sold on pretty much every website, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. And they also sold things physically here in New York and physically in other countries. Not to mention, you've also got people selling things on blankets on the sides of the road throughout New York. Police see this stuff happening. They walk right by. Nothing gets done about it. It's not even legal to do that without a license. And the sad reality is...
Thanks. Because there was a lot of people talking about before all the migrants came over that if they tried to set up in the park or set up their little shop or their little food,
that New York is just such a big place with so many people living in it that anybody who's got that entrepreneurial spirit and zero morals and who also might not have the...
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because the fact that
pictures of stuff on their phone and then list it for sale on a website, they can make money in a number of ways. The first thing they can do would be to take the products they steal to somebody else who wants to sell them online. They could also unload them from a suitcase and sell them themselves if they want to. Or in the case of food, they could take this food to a nearby deli or bodega. That's why the ice cream is locked up. It gets stolen and then gets transported to another store where it then gets resold. This happens with clothes as well. There was a quote-unquote cosmetic store that was selling stolen goods from stores like Macy's, and it existed around the corner from Macy's in a physical location where customers could walk in, and they had stolen.
bruh, bruh. I'm gonna be honest. What it is the fact that these people during the pandemic, they was doing these courses. I've been hearing they've been getting these scam courses, and they have not learned nothing that they was supposed to learn. They just learned how to scam people over the break. What's going on, man? Y'all put the scamming down. Like check fraud. Shout out to JT the Pocket Watcher. All this stuff going on. It's too many scams going on. We gotta do better.
Come on now, dog.
Pictures of stuff on their phone, every store, Macy's, Nordstrom's, all of it in their store, some of it with the same tags that it had on it in the store that was taken out. And when you hear about stuff like that, and then you go to a store like this and you see things like ice cream behind bars, and when you see the vans of products parked in middle-class neighborhoods, they're like miniature shopping malls that can drive away.
Not the van. Not the kidnapper van. They done took the kidnapper van and put inventory in it.
Come on now, dog.
What's going on with the world?
When the police show up, the full reality of New York's predicament when it comes to theft starts to emerge. It's so big, no.
I might need to go to New York. I'm trying to give me some boots.
Come on now, dog. Stop it.
I'm trying to.
Game is game, lil bro. Game is game, lil.
Security is a deterrent whatsoever because you can have as many police, as many National Guard troops as you want. A store like this in a well-guarded area, it's still gonna have to lock things up because criminals just don't care. They know that if they wait long enough inside the store, an opportunity will arise for them to take something that's not theirs and then run off. It's terrible. And right now we've got criminals with hundreds of arrests just wandering our streets, looking for new opportunities to do the thing that they've done hundreds of times already. They're the reason a brand new Walgreens and a brand new train station still has to lock everything up, even though it's surrounded by people in full military dress. And is Amazon partly responsible for this? Absolutely. They gain new customers every single day. Somebody walks into a place like this and has to wait longer than they want to buy something that they know is already overpriced. But the reality here is that without new laws that criminalize crime once again in the city, more of our stores are going to shut down. More pharmacies this year will close, just like they did last year, and there will be even less places for people to buy basic things. And the quality of life for New Yorkers is going to go down while the costs to live here go up.
Yeah, man. It's crazy to think about the amount of things being sold on the side of the road out there in New York. I'm in Texas. I ain't never been to New York, and I ain't never really wanted to go. It's just, I hear all the congestion. It's hard to get downtown, traffic, just a lot. It's too much. Out here in Texas, we need space, man. You got to be able to walk. Out here in Texas, you got to be able to walk with your shoulders not touching and just be able to allow your aura to have space to breathe. Out there in New York, you just getting so many people's auras right next to you, so close. Nah, protect your aura.
The remaining stores do even more to crack down on crime because our laws won't. What do you think about that? Should people who steal go to jail, or should we do something else? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Family, that wraps it up for this video. So what say you? Do you think they should go to jail, or is there another option for our fortunate individuals that are currently making some bad choices? Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share. Gotta grow this platform out, and that's done with you. Till next time, I'm your host Lot for another episode of Right on QTV. Holla.